Good morning, we are waking up here in Singapore and it is Saturday, which as you all know means that it is Park Run Day, and we are heading over to East Coast Park Run, which is basically alongside the coast of Singapore, so this should be a beautiful one. I'm a little bit worried about the rain though, as it is grey skies, but hopefully throughout the run it should be okay. I've brought my GoPro again, so there will be a separate video with the GoPro footage explaining my review of the park run. We used the taxi app called Grab to get here, and it only cost us £7.50 from the Ibis Crystal Hotel. Can already see a lot of people out and running, and I'm currently doing my stretches at the same time, which is why I'm going to be bobbing up and down. But I think we're going to try and get into the routine of getting up this early so then we can go out and do stuff while it is nice and cool and before everyone else gets up. I've been looking forward to this park run all year, so let's go and get to the start line. So we've just finished the East Coast Park Run in Singapore. I am absolutely sweating. Both Beth and I managed to complete the park run. It was an absolutely stunning park run, but it was just so hot, so it was really hard to get a quick time, although it was really flat, which was quite good. So we're now heading our way towards Starbucks for a quick drink and refresh because we've sweated a lot. We didn't bring our water bottles, but we should have, because we were worried that people would take them or something, so we decided against it. But it feels so safe here in Singapore, so if you ever come to do the park run here, there's a little like pagoda thing where you can put your stuff underneath there, and I saw people with their travel backpacks and stuff there too, so I don't know how they managed to do it. They're obviously traveling and thought they'd stop off and do a quick park run. But it is stunning. The sun is coming out now. So whilst we were running, I was looking out into the sea, and for some reason there was just loads of container boats. You might be able to see it here. I'm just walking to the end of this pier looking thing. Not too sure what it is, to be honest, but we've made it to the end. But look at all those shipping container ships. There are just so many on the edge of the water in Singapore, and apparently after speaking to my auntie and uncle, they're basically just waiting for a slot to get into the docks, so they could be here for like hours just waiting before they are able to go and unload all their stuff. Singapore is beautiful though. It's so like tropical. So there's the beach over there. And I'm now going to meet up back with Beth because I've just gone and jogged to the end of this pier, and then we'll head over to Starbucks. So on the way back, we saw a grab and go, so we've decided to go there as they had a strawberry smoothie, which looks delicious. We'll give it a taste in just a second. But that's what it looks like, just little, it's almost very Americanized around here with lots of tropical trees around it. So it's very green, Singapore, compared to China, which is a bit more sort of urbanized or sandy as such. Give the smoothie a taste now. Oh, that is good. Honestly, I was dying for a smoothie too. After all this Chinese food, I just needed something a little bit healthier. Made our way to the Marina Parade station, and we're now heading back towards the hotel. It does say it's going to take 40 minutes though with 3 changes, so not ideal. It's probably like the tube going from the outskirts of London and trying to get to the other side, so we'll have to see how long it actually takes. And after 50 minutes, we did manage to get back to the room in the end. It is now time for a shower because I am sweating, I stink as well, so this top cannot be used until it is washed again. My first impressions of Singapore is it gives me a kind of East Asian Dubai vibe. It's sort of like there's rich areas and there's the poor areas, but it is all very modern and very nice. It's more jungly than Dubai, obviously, because that's more in a desert. But so far, I do really like Singapore. Definitely prefer it to Shenzhen, and I've got a feeling this probably will be one of my favourite places which we do visit on our travels. So I'm all showered and clean and ready to go. We spent a couple of hours just sort of editing YouTube videos, getting ourselves clean. Beth washed her hair too, and we're now heading out into Singapore, into the city centre, where hopefully we can see some more cooler things. Literally just as we left, the heavens opened and it is now absolutely tipping it down. Unfortunately, we just missed the bus, so we're going to have to wait like 12 minutes to get it, but thankfully there is a bus stop, so we can sit under there and stay dry. Arrived at our destinations at Raffles Quay, and we're heading into Lau Pau Sat, which is basically called it's a hawker, which is just full of different food places where you can go and eat. So let's go and find some nice food. So we've just ordered our oh my god, there's a clock. So we've just ordered our food in the hawker. I went to this place called Sing Hong Kong Kitchen, which I'm guessing is Singapore and Hong Kong cuisine. Looks delicious. It's basically a pork, what's it called? A signature Swiss sauce, braised pork belly and rice. Tastes incredible. I've had a few bits already whilst I waited for Beth. She had a bit more of an issue. She went and tried a few different places out and they weren't serving at the time, but third time lucky, she managed to get herself a curry and garlic naan bread, which looks unbelievably tasty. It's a really cool place. Beth will show you around now, and it is so safe too. It's literally ridiculous. People leaving their handbags on the tables, cameras, wallets, purses, everything you can name. So it's a great place, Singapore, so far. Finished our food. It was really tasty and came to just under £10, which is a madness. And we're now going to head around Marina Bay to go and see the sights of Singapore. Had a look through the Fullerton Hotel, which looks unbelievable. That is luxury to its finest. There was a wedding going on, unfortunately, though, so we couldn't see too much, but this is the view that we have got right now outside the Fullerton Hotel, with the Surfboard Hotel in the distance. I've got loads of weird things. I don't actually know what they are. There's some structure there, no idea what that is. And then there's a disco ball over there too. So one of the days we're actually going over to see the Surfboard Hotel and hopefully go up to the top to get a really good view. Just been to see the Merlion on the other side of the bay, and that is basically a mixture of half lion and half fish with the city in the background. It's quite funny actually, because all of the skyscrapers sponsors all face the Merlion, so when everyone's taking all the photos you're getting all the sponsors in. The reason that the Merlion is half lion and half fish is because it actually used to be called Singapura, which actually stands for Lion City, so that's why it's got the lion head, and it was also known to be a fishing town, which is why it's got the fish bottom. But we're now going to head towards the Marina Bay Gardens, and they should be absolutely stunning, and then maybe see Marina Bay Sands too, which is a hotel that looks like a surfboard. I don't think I've ever been so hot when the sun's actually not out. It's just so sweaty and humid in Singapore. just been in the shops at Marina Bay Sands for the last hour, and it was ridiculous just how many designer brands there were in there. And some people were walking out of that shopping centre with 4 or 5 bags from like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, all of them. It was unbelievable. And now we are making our way over to Gardens by the Bay, and as you can see, there's a couple of them just ahead, and then there's also some just over this bridge. Walking around Gardens by the Bay, and there's loads of work going on. We were wondering why they've done it, but we've just realised that they were going to be celebrating the Chinese New Year very soon. So they've been putting up all of these sort of look like stages, and it's got all the different animals from the different years. But this year it is going to be the year of the snakes. They've got a big stage set up over there, and there's loads of snake statues and other things like that. But it's a really cool garden, and definitely recommend coming into it if you have the chance to. Finished with Gardens by the Bay for now. I think we're probably going to return there, especially in the dark, to want to see it when it's all lit up, and maybe we'll go up, I think it's called the Sky Tower or something, go up there so you can see good views over the city. But for now, we're off to see some even better views from level 33, which is a brewery, I think it's a microbrewery, up one of the towers. So we're going to go up there, try a couple of beers, and see if we can get a good view over the city. Unsuccessful at getting into level 33, unfortunately, because we didn't make a booking. They weren't accepting walk-ins, but they did say to come back at lunchtime on any of the days whilst we're here, so we will be back to go and see those views. The main reason for this is because they expect rain in the evening, so they have to move all the people who are booked in outside on the terrace onto the inside, and then therefore there wouldn't be enough space for everyone. Now back outside from the tower, and we're just going to have a look around and see if we can find somewhere to go for a drink and decide our next move. Checked out a few bars and restaurants, but in the end we decided to go back to the Hawker just because it's so much cheaper than everywhere else. We were looking at a sports bar, just a simple plain sports bar at the bottom of one of these tower blocks, and it literally cost £9.50 for a beer, which is absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully in the Hawkers they might have cheaper beers. If not, we'll just settle for a lemonade or something. We've gone for a Japanese meal this evening, starting off with the Sapporo beer. It's nice to finally get a beer down the gullet. It came to, I think, nearly £7, so quite expensive still. But cheers, it's nice to finally have a beer whilst on holiday. Then went over to a place called Takibi, which is literally just next door, and managed to get ourselves a chicken bowl and a vegan bowl. So Beth's obviously got the vegan bowl, I've got the chicken bowl. The 2 miso soups I think actually came with it for free. I believe they're miso soup, I might be completely wrong, but this looks absolutely delicious. Probably a lot better than what we would have got for somewhere else. So we're going to enjoy this now and then head back for an early night. And we are back. Thankfully, I'm sweating like mad. Honestly, all day it's just been so humid and I've just been sweating. So I'm glad that I'm home so I can finally have a nice and cold shower and head to bed. It's only 8:05, but we're trying to wake up a lot earlier, like I said before. However, on one of the nights we do want to try and see all of the lights in Singapore, because we think that'll be really cool. But tomorrow we have got a cycle ride, and after doing 27,000 steps, we had a look on the health app a second ago, and 27,000 steps, we are going to be knackered for this bike ride tomorrow. It's going to be 4 hours, but I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. The beds here in Asia too, I don't know whether that's an Asian thing or whether it's just the 2 hotels that we've happened to go to so far, have both had really hard beds. Like the mattress is solid, it's like lying just on a block. So I hope that changes in the future. We've managed to get a second pillow, which we asked for in reception, and we asked about a laundrette too, as we may need to wash our clothes soon. But yeah, the food and the beer cost us around £16 in the end. I'm not actually sure what the bus prices are yet. We need to check up on that, but I'm really glad that we found this bus stop, as it is literally so close to the hotel and takes us right into the centre, whereas if we have to get the metro, it takes us like 10 minutes just to walk there, so it takes forever. But it is now time for bed, so I do hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all tomorrow with another vlog.